How to Live a Life Without Weight by Carl Gustav Jung. This is the great danger of modern life. One day, we might wake up and realize we've wasted half of it. Today, psychotropic drugs have become one of the most common treatments for anxiety and depression, but while they may provide temporary relief, they rarely heal. Instead, they often become lifelong crutches. Thankfully, there's another path, one that leads through wisdom, not medication. In this video, we dive into the timeless insights of Carl Gustav Jung, one of the greatest psychiatrists in history, to uncover powerful, drug-free guidance for overcoming psychological challenges. Even today, many cling to the idea that anxiety and depression are purely rooted in chemical imbalances in the brain. Sadly, this belief is still taught by many professionals, at great cost to patients, convincing them that their suffering is only physical. But Jung saw things differently. He believed that many cases of anxiety and depression aren't caused by a broken brain, but by a broken way of living. The first step toward healing, he taught, isn't a prescription, it's introspection. We must pause and ask ourselves, what do I expect from life? What changes am I truly willing to make? Jung reminded his patients of something we all need to hear. Life is not meant to be easy. Comfort and peace are not our default setting. As he wrote, it is highly unlikely that there ever could be a therapy which would eliminate all difficulties. Man needs difficulties. They are necessary for health. Accepting this truth grounds us. It empowers us. Because once we accept that life is hard, we understand that strength of character is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Without this mindset, we wait endlessly for an easier life that never comes. But when we face reality with courage, transformation begins. Jung also warned against living in the past. Many believe they can only move forward after uncovering the roots of their pain, but he challenged this. He believed that excessive focus on the past is often just a way to avoid the tough work of change in the present. People naturally prefer not to seek the cause of discomfort in themselves, he wrote. They would rather push it far away in space or time, anything to avoid the risk of becoming better. Instead of hiding, Jung urged us to confront our inner darkness, what he called the shadow. The shadow represents the parts of ourselves we deny, repress, or bury, our shame, our insecurities, our unacceptable traits. Everyone carries a shadow, Jung wrote. The less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is. But here's the empowering truth. When we acknowledge our flaws, we gain power over them. We stop being ruled by them in secret. Anything conscious can be corrected, Jung taught, but anything repressed in the unconscious escapes control and grows wild. Even more powerful, not all of the shadow is bad. Some of it contains strength we once hid, like courage, assertiveness, creativity. Jung believed that reclaiming these parts of ourselves makes life richer, more alive. To meet your shadow, observe what irritates you in others. Often, the traits we hate in others reflect what we've hidden in ourselves. By paying attention, we can uncover the traits we've rejected and bring them into the light. Another key to Jung's approach was finding meaning. In dark times, what saves us isn't more distraction or more possession. It's the deep belief that our life has purpose. To illustrate this, Jung once spoke with a Pueblo Indian chief who told him, "We are the children of the sun. Each morning, we help our father rise across the sky, not just for us, but for the world." That may sound ancient or strange, but Jung saw something vital in that belief. These people, he said, didn't suffer as we do. They weren't consumed by anxiety or depression. They lived with dignity, purpose, and direction because they saw themselves as part of a greater story. In contrast, Jung described a woman from the West, constantly traveling, constantly searching, yet lost and empty. Her life, he said, was grotesquely meaningless. Nothing mattered. If she died today, nothing would be lost. This is the silent epidemic of modern life. We chase careers, romance, fame, social media validation, anything to distract us from the aching emptiness inside. But nothing outside us can fill that space. What can? Meaning, purpose, a mission that lifts us beyond ourselves. If she could say, Jung imagined, "I am the daughter of the moon, and each night I help my mother rise over the horizon." That would be different. Then her life would mean something. Then her suffering would have context, direction, value. Jung wasn't saying we all need to adopt ancient mythology. His message was simpler, yet deeper. If you want to heal, you must discover meaning, something to live for, something to believe in. That might be found in spirituality, in service to others, in art, in justice. It doesn't matter what it is. It only matters that it matters to you. In the modern world, we no longer have a shared mythology to give us purpose, so the challenge falls to us to forge our own. For the few who succeed, life becomes deeply fulfilling. For the many who don't, the cycle of meaningless suffering awaits. So the question is, will you dare to make your life matter? Will you rise each day not just to survive, but to serve something greater than yourself? Jung was clear. The only thing that gives true meaning to life is the belief that your existence is part of something divine. Everything else, career, status, even family, is secondary to this. You are not here by accident. Find your purpose, face your shadow, embrace the struggle, and live a life that means something.